Beginning, the outpost and the stranger. The twin suns of Vera 9 burned low over the dunes, casting long copper shadows across the human outpost. Captain Elias Ward wiped the sweat from his brow, staring at the broken comms array that refused to respond. It had been 3 months since he'd seen another human face. The last supply shuttle had gone missing in the storms, and the planet's silence had grown heavier with each passing night. Then, one evening, as lightning crawled like veins across the horizon, he saw her. She emerged from the storm in a white environmental cloak, her figure outlined by the flashes of blue plasma in the sky. Her movements were graceful, deliberate, not like the erratic wonder of a survivor. When she reached the perimeter lights, Elias could finally see her face. She wasn't human. Her skin shimmered like moonlight brushed over silver water. Her eyes, large, almond-shaped, held a pale, glowing hue, as if they carried starlight inside them. And when she spoke, her voice resonated like wind through crystal. "Are you the commander of this human outpost?" she asked. Elias hesitated, lowering his plasma rifle. "Depends on who's asking." "I am Lyra of Sorenvel," she said. "I seek shelter, and perhaps forgiveness." That last word lingered strangely in the air. He didn't know what she meant. Forgiveness? For what? But the storms of Vera 9 weren't forgiving, and he wasn't about to let anyone die out there, human or not. He led her inside, still keeping one hand near his weapon. As she removed her cloak, Elias saw the delicate filigree of metal and light embedded in her arms, bioluminescent circuitry that pulsed in rhythm with her breath. "I thought your kind avoided human outposts," he said. "They do," she replied softly. "I am not like them anymore." And in that single moment, Elias knew this woman carried more secrets than the entire planet. Middle, the days of silence and understanding. For the next few days, Lyra helped him repair what little remained of the outpost systems. She was brilliant. Even the old Terran technology seemed to respond to her touch. But she spoke little, and when she did, her tone was careful, as though she were learning to breathe a new atmosphere. At night, they would sit near the power core for warmth. The alien storms outside howled like living creatures. Elias found himself talking more than he had in months, about the mission, the isolation, the ache of being forgotten. She listened quietly, her head tilted slightly as though memorizing every human inflection. One evening, after they managed to restore partial power to the comms dish, he caught her staring at a cracked photograph on his table, a picture of a small farmhouse on Earth, with 2 people laughing under the sun. "My parents," he said. "They wanted me to settle down. Start a family." "Family," she repeated. "That word has no equal in my language." He smiled faintly. "Means people you die for. Or live for. Depends on the day." She looked down at her hands. "My people do not marry. We merge consciousness only when commanded by our High Council. Love to us was seen as an infection. Unpredictable, dangerous." Elias leaned back, surprised. "That sounds lonely." "It was safety," she said simply. "Until safety became a cage." For the first time, he saw sadness flicker in her luminous eyes. Over the following weeks, something unspoken began to form between them. She laughed more often, softly, cautiously, as though afraid of the sound. He began to notice how her presence made the outpost feel less like a prison and more like a home. Then, one afternoon, while they were repairing the external solar grid, he joked lightly to break the tension. "You know, with the way you fix things and keep this place running, you'd make a good wife." He chuckled, expecting a smile or confusion. Instead, Lyra froze. Her eyes widened, then softened. Slowly, she stepped closer. The hum of the solar cells filled the silence between them. Her voice, when it came, was barely a whisper. "Then make me yours." Elias blinked, caught completely off guard. "Lyra, I didn't mean." "I know what you meant," she interrupted, her tone calm yet trembling at the edges. "But where I come from, when one offers such a phrase, it is sacred. It means you wish to merge fates." He stared at her, words failing him. "Lyra, humans don't mean it like that. It's just a joke." Her expression darkened. "You joke about binding souls." He winced. "We joke about everything. It's part of being human." She turned away, her silver hair catching the dying sunlight. "Then perhaps it is something we must learn, how to not be human." She walked back to the outpost alone. That night she didn't come to the power core. Middle Part 2. The Revelation. Days passed in uneasy silence. Lyra worked in solitude, rarely speaking. Elias regretted the joke, but something deeper stirred inside him, a realization that what she had taken seriously wasn't entirely absurd. He missed her laughter, her calm presence, the strange, quiet comfort of her logic against his chaos. On the 5th day, a proximity alert blared through the outpost. 2 Sorenvel war drones descended from orbit, scanning the settlement with cold precision. Lyra appeared beside him in the control room, pale but determined. "They found me," she said. "I was not seeking forgiveness from you, Elias. I was hiding from them." "Why?" he asked. "Because I disobeyed. I refused the Council's command to merge with the Regent's heir. They called it treason. And if they take you," she met his gaze steadily, "they will erase me. My mind will be absorbed into the hive again." Elias felt something tighten in his chest. "Not while I'm alive." He ran to the weapon lockers, grabbing a plasma rifle. "Elias," she said softly, "you can't fight them. Watch me." Outside, lightning cracked across the dunes as the war drones landed. Their metallic voices echoed through the comms. "Surrender the exile Lyra of Sorenvel. She carries restricted genetic data." Lyra stepped forward, her glow brightening. "They want what's inside me," she said. "A memory core, knowledge that could break the Council's control." She looked at him one last time. "If I fall, destroy it." But Elias had no intention of letting her fall. The battle was brutal. Blinding plasma bursts tore through the storm-filled air. Elias fought with desperate precision, taking down one drone, but the second fired directly at him. The blast threw him into the sand, armor cracked, vision fading. He saw Lyra standing between him and the advancing machine, her body blazing with light. She raised her hands and screamed. A wave of radiant energy exploded outward, vaporizing the drone instantly. Then silence. She collapsed beside him, her breathing shallow, light dimming. Elias dragged himself to her side. "Stay with me. Lyra, don't you dare." Her eyes fluttered open. "You still joke in death." He laughed weakly. "It's part of being human, remember?" She smiled faintly, tears of silver tracing her cheeks. "Then make me yours in your way." Her voice broke as she reached for his hand. "In mine we call it binding through choice. In yours, what do you call it?" "Love," he whispered. "We call it love." And as her eyes closed, the storm outside broke, the twin suns rising once more over the dunes, ending the return and the legacy. Weeks later, rescue ships from the Terran fleet finally arrived. They found Elias alive, battered, and surrounded by fragments of alien metal fused into the sand.